We stayed in Lake Atitlan for a day while we were traveling in Guatemala. So let's talk about it. Well, it's great to explore Panajachal, which is where we actually stayed. We got on a ferry and we actually went to San Juan de La Laguna. While we were making our way, it was a little bit of a bumpy ride, but nothing that crazy. It was a beautiful experience. We were front row seat, as you can see in the video here. And of course, as soon as we made it, we were greeted with the beautiful San Juan. The guy tried to pull the easy, fast one on me, made a little great jokes of the fact that, of course, my beautiful figure was why he was bumping a lot, so he had to charge me extra, which I found it hilarious. If in other circumstances, of course, I would have given him the extra money. He tried to pull a fast one on me, so I wasn't agreeing with that. And my beautiful Puerto Rican Spanish, I told them, no, sir, I'm going to give you what it actually costs, which I think, so it was actually 25 quetzales, which is like, I don't know, $2 per person, $3 per person, which honestly, yes, it's really nothing. But again, like, come on, bro, don't try to pull a fast one on me, which again, I still gave him the extra 5. I just didn't give him the full 10. I wasn't there for comedy night. However, once we got there, a guy greeted Alondra with a conversation about giving us a tour on his tuk-tuk, taking us to a lot of different various places for us to explore in the city, in the area. But of course, we were super hungry because, I mean, it was very, very early. So food, I mean, it's part of the conversation always. While we were making our way to the food spot, our tuk-tuk giving us some great history information to show us some dialects and some language from Guatemala, but also telling us about the tour that we're about to go on and kind of doubting us as well. The first thing for the tour is to get on to the Mirador, which again, I don't blame them. I'm not tight, I'm not crying about it, but the reason I bring this on is to just show you this. However, the good thing, while we finished the walk to the Mirador, which was very, very intense, the wildest part is that this is not even the worst or the most intense thing here. It was a humbling experience nonetheless. Again, due to the fact that we got to talk to the locals and pick a little bit of their brains and all that. We talked to one of the ladies and she told us how like she brings the stuff every single day by herself all the way up there, which is insane. No help, no nothing. But again, I mean, you got to do what you got to do out there. By the way, if you guys ever go abroad and you want a company that works abroad pretty well, I mean, Google Fi is what I used, which was solid. Hopefully, if in the future, ever, at any point, they decide to sponsor me with anything, a Google Pixel, the wireless service, or just give me a cent, I would appreciate that. But as far as the service, especially abroad, they cover a lot of companies, and Guatemala was one of them, which is the reason I went with them. You can also suspend the service with them, so it's not something that you have to keep. But again, you can also go with them as your phone carrier, and then whenever you decide to go abroad, you can bump up the plan to the international plan and stuff like that. So again, it was a pretty win-win situation for me. So getting back to the tour. So from a Mirador, we went to the bees. It was a great conversation about the bees, showing us how it works, the different types of bees that are there, and actually the products, which, I mean, it always ties into the products and what's going on. So we went to a tailor shop where a lot of the women are there ready to show you how the process works. They sew, they put things together, they make their jackets, scarves, everything, even the stuff that they wear. It was an incredible process. It was pretty cool. So that was an awesome part of the tour. Wild part, they also explained the wild way on how they get the color red, which, I mean, wow. From there, we went to the chocolate part of the tour, which they showed us how to do chocolate, and I'm not gonna lie to you, it was great. However, how many more different ways can you make chocolate? I think I've seen my fair share at this point. I will say though, there was something, I guess, different from this chocolate one, which they showed us the fact that there's different colors for the cocoa tree. Not the cocoa tree, the cocoa seed, I think is what it is. Like different colors. I think I've never seen that, or maybe I haven't paid attention because at this point it's gotten so repetitive. But that was pretty much it. From there, our tuk-tuk guy took us to the famous area where it's very colorful, very beautiful. You take some nice pictures, and then we ended it with a beautiful pollo frito. Simple. You gotta keep it simple. This is how it is. We wanted to go to another port, but honestly, sometimes you shouldn't risk it for the biscuit. I mean, it's not really worth it sometimes. Anyways, we came back to our Airbnb which is a beautiful area as well that we had in Parajachal with our homie Arturo, which you can also see it in the Airbnb at Posada del Bosque, which is where we stayed at. So big shout outs to them. They are great place, great hospitality. I mean, no complaints, especially the hostess, Walter White. I mean, he was great. He was awesome. Truly made it an exceptional stay. We'll see what video we'll make next. Possibly we'll talk about Antigua, Guatemala next, where we actually hanged out with some friends that we met here on our way back from San Juan, which we almost couldn't even figure out how to get back to our Airbnb.